Hi everyone, I'm Emma. I am doing this video diary. I am 28, I've been working for Shell for just over 2 years. I work in the Lubricants Technology Department, which is based at Shell Technology Centre Thornton, so that's up in the northwest of England near Chester. When I started applying for jobs, I didn't really know much about what there was, or what kind of jobs are out there for science, engineering, maths and technology, for STEM subjects. Hopefully what we'll do with this video is try and show you around the site a bit, get you to meet a few of the people I work with, learn a little bit about what it is that I do, and show you that there are plenty of science and technology based jobs out there. It's really a very exciting industry to be involved in. The energy industry itself and the lubricants technology department as a part of that. You do feel really very close to the product development side of things, which is one of the things I particularly enjoy. It's a really stimulating culture. The people you work with are really enthusiastic about what they do. It's a very open culture. Everyone's always very willing to take the time to explain things to you, to really help you fit in. I did chemistry at university, first as an undergraduate degree at Bristol, and then studied my PhD at Cambridge University. I did a PhD in synthetic organic chemistry, but I didn't want to work specifically in the pharmaceutical industry, where I kind of felt like I'd be doing work very similar to my PhD for many years to come. So I applied to Shell. I didn't really know that the R&D labs based at Shell Technology Centre Thornton existed, so that was a nice surprise. Or that there was so much kind of interesting research going on up there into the oil product side of things. And I don't believe that they've done a specific piece looking at the fuels. The thing that surprised me about my role for working at Shell is that I kind of imagined that I would be very much quite strictly based in the lab. My first role was for just over a year as a lubricants scientist, working very much in the lab. And in the component scientist role that I do now, although the chemistry background and chemistry understanding and the ability to be able to discuss chemistry has to be there, I don't do a huge amount practically myself, so that's been the surprise for me. I kind of imagined it would be much more practical chemistry. Okay, it's a lovely sunny Monday evening, and I am just about to go and walk into town to meet up with some friends and colleagues, people who I've met through a mentoring circle at work.
We discuss about anything you want.
You can talk about whatever you want, I don't mind.
So how responsible do you feel now that you've joined Shell?
How responsible do I feel? Probably slightly more responsible than when I was doing my PhD, but it's maybe not a... See, I can't do it. Stop! Cut!
What do you enjoy the most about working for Shell?
The range of people and the range of opportunities that are available is probably the best thing to date.
When I'm not a white-coated and safety glassed, is that a word? Safety glass wearing chemist, I am a very keen horse rider. But that's me on my horse, in fact, when I was growing up. I'm also very keen on tap dancing, something I started up when I was very young and then started up again since I moved to Chester, so that's been really fun. I'm really interested in making a lot of my own jewellery. This is probably the best piece I've ever made, if you can see that. Anyone who's done silversmithing will know that it's soldering silver, soldering very fine pieces of silver together is a great mixture of art and science, so I really enjoy that. The thing I look forward to, the reason I get up and come to work on a Monday morning, is because I think that working within the energy industry, within lubricants technology, gives you an opportunity to really work on projects that are dealing with some of the fundamental energy problems that we face today.
We have 32 additives and they all go into 28.
Everything is a team effort. You're never going to be working on, or almost never going to be working on your own on a project. You're going to be working with probably quite a large number of other people on some projects, probably quite a large number of people who may not be in the same location as you. So you've got to make quite a quick change from working in a small focused area to working with a large number of people in a large number of places.
We are measuring the fat content in the viscosity of the cream.
The cream cake.
Hi Ben.
Hi.
Ben's very kindly agreed to answer a couple of questions about working at Shell, and perhaps you can tell us some of your reasons for joining Shell.
Well, I quite liked the idea of getting my sort of training in my career at a big company, because these big companies offer a lot more opportunities than perhaps a smaller company. And I think as well, speaking to Shell and listening to the talks at the university, I got the impression that I'd really get a sense of responsibility, which I might not get at other companies as well.
You joined Shell through the internship process, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And the other routes into Shell are the Shell Recruitment Day,
Yes.
which is what I did, and the Gourami
Business Challenge.
Business
yeah.
Challenge, which is
You work for a fictitious company or a fictitious island, and you have to solve the energy crisis that there is, and they break you up into teams, and you're being constantly watched throughout. But again, I think it's probably a good way into Shell, and I think that's something that Shell only does really. That sort of environment where they take you away and get to look at you and how you interact with the people that Shell might be employing.
Actually, one of the things I've seen since I've been here is that Shell is starting to put quite a lot of emphasis on technical people getting a really good grounding in the more personal development rather than the technical development side of things. There are a whole range of things I could go into in the next 5 years, so that is one of the very positive things about working in a large global organisation. So at the moment I'm quite focused in the technology area, and I really enjoy that, and I'd probably quite like to stay within technology for a little bit longer. But then the move might be into the more commercial side of things, so sales or marketing within the lubricants business. Alright, this is it. My last video diary entry. But before I finish up, there's just one last thing I wanted to make sure I said, which was that if you are that person out there who is starting to think about their career and the type of job they think they'd like, and if you're still watching after all this time, then my one piece of advice to you, for what it's worth, is to go out and try and make sure you get some industrial experience. Even if you don't think you want to spend the rest of your life doing a technology type role, and joining a company like Shell means that wouldn't necessarily be the case. There are so many other options. But if you're in a technology type degree at the moment and you're interested in applying for technology-based careers, then my advice is to try and get some industrial experience, be it an internship or a summer placement or something like that, and not necessarily with Shell, with any company where you'll be doing some lab work or a mixture of lab work and other project work. I just think it will give you a real insight into the type of working environment that a technology company like Shell relies very heavily on. Alright, I think that's it. I think I've said my piece. Hopefully, folks, there'll be something on here that's useful. But in the meantime, I guess that's all, folks. Oh! Alright, I lied, that's not quite all it. I'm going to do one final thing. I'm going to take the camera with me and we're going to go and visit my horse.
okay. So this is my horse, Shannon. Shannon is the supermodel of the horse world. She won't eat polo mints, only carrots.